motherfucking video. So, yeah, I know y'all saw the title. We gonna recap Love and Hip Hop, okay? And I also know that y'all probably noticed I only recapped just one episode, and it was like episode 3. And we're on like episode 7. See, what had happened was, we had to do a Tough Mudder, and I had to help my husband train, and you know, we had a whole hell of a lot of other shit going on, and so, you know, I didn't really get to doing those episodes. So I apologize, but my intention is good, and I intend to do the rest of the season if you allow me to do so. Okay, so we are on episode 7 today, and y'all already know how it goes. I recap the episodes as I watch, so y'all know how it goes. Let's go toe to toe, and we're gonna flow like so. Let go. All right, first up we got Benzino, we got Stevie, we got Joseline, and what's his name? What the bitch's name? Althea. Okay, and they're up in their new establishment, which is Sleazy and Zeno's Bistro and Bar and Grill, or whatever the fuck bullshit ass name they done came up with, talking about it's gonna be the hottest shit, you know, it's gonna have the, you know, strongest drinks and the hottest DJs and the hottest dances and acts and shit and whatever the fuck bullshit they want to sell y'all's asses. But you already know that shit don't motherfucking exist, okay? So let's just keep it real. Mona done rented out a warehouse, probably one that had some furniture in it with some shit over it, put some covers over that shit, put Sleazy and Zeno's and shit on the top, and was like, voila, do you boo boo. So anyway, they walk up in that motherfucker like they really trying to open up a spot, okay? Because supposedly they done came together, you know, to come up with some kind of, you know, business, and what they came up with was a bar, okay? So they all go in there and they're just kind of looking over the spot, you know, acting like they ain't never seen the shit before. And of course, Benzino's no neck having ass. He's talking about how he's dealing with a whole bunch of permits and investors and motherfuckers they say they working with to get this motherfucker open, because the shit's finna open in a minute. So now they get to separating, okay? And of course, Zeno's talking about how he wants to settle down with old girl, okay, Althea, and how, you know, it's not going fast enough, so he wants to get married to the bitch and give her a ring or whatever. And on the other side of the room, okay, Joseline is talking to Althea, and, you know, they're kind of talking a little bit about the relationship she has with him and shit, and oh, yeah, he's a catch, and Joseline's all on, you know, Zeno's tip and shit. And somehow they get to the point where Althea mentions the fact that she done had a history with Nikko's ass, okay? So they get to talking, and I guess she asked how her relationship was with Mimi, and of course Joseline's like, that bitch not allowed in my house, okay? And now she gets to talking about how she done fucked around with Nikko, okay? So, or as Joseline like to say, Freako, which I thought was funny as fuck, okay? So tell me if y'all don't think Althea seems a little dingy, okay? Now, I haven't really heard her talk much on the show, but when she does talk, she kind of give me that little, you know, that little ying, 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 Portia type of feel, like, you know, the kind of airheadish type of feel. Because when Joseline asked her, you know, about whatever the fuck happened with her and Nikko, this bitch was like, oh my god, we like hung out like back in the day. I mean, back in the day. Of course, Joseline goes ahead and warns Althea about Karlie Red's ass, that she's an opportunist pretty much, and that the bitch has some tricks up her sleeve, that the bitch may eventually show up, but don't worry about the bitch, just be aware that she may come back or whatever. But outside of that, nothing else goes on in this scene, so we move on. Alright, so now we got Kirk and Rasheeda's old fake ass storyline having answers, okay? So they're at the doctor's office bringing Carter over to the doctor, and they decide to have a conversation about some trip that Rasheeda's supposed to be going on with her girls, okay? And she's all upset because Kirk has the nerve to be a hypocrite because he done went on, you know, whatever the fuck bullshit cabin shit he done went on last season, and now he wants to say she can't go, okay? So they're trying to have this conversation right now at the doctor's office before the doctor comes in, and here goes Kirk's slow motherfucking ass talking about something.
You know, I was just thinking, with you talking about going on vacation with your girl.
Y'all know that nigga talk hella slow. I be like, nigga, speak, nigga. This nigga was like,
I mean, what about Carter, though? I mean, you just gonna leave him so that you can party it up with your girls?
I know. This motherfucker did not try to say you just gonna gonna leave your baby to go kick it with your girls when your motherfucking ass was in the woods with motherfucking bears and shit and bitches in the hot tub while your motherfucking wife was at the crib pregnant as fuck, okay? I can't even believe Rasheeda didn't go off on him right then and there, but it's whatever, because y'all know that storyline is fake as fuck. Moving on. So the doctor comes in and he's trying to prove the point that he was trying to make before in earlier episodes, that her mama really shouldn't be kissing Carter on the mouth, which I'm not gonna even lie. If I was in that same position, I'd be a little weary about that shit too. Carter's a little young, and reality is, I mean, shit, babies are susceptible. I ain't no mama, but I'm just saying I'd be a little paranoid. At least that's what I would think. I think I would if I had a baby or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to make sure to prove the point. So the doctor came in. He asked the doctor what's up with that, and the doctor agreed with him that you really should abstain from doing that because there's so many germs that could be spread or whatever the fuck. So it's whatever. So this part of the storyline is super sad. If you guys haven't seen the episode or haven't heard even before that during the taping of the show, Deb and Deb's son, Waka Flocka's brother, actually committed suicide during the taping of the show, and it was just, he was losing his sight and a whole bunch of stuff was going on behind the scenes, and it's just sad. And I mean, rest in peace. Prayers go out to them. And they were really pretty much at this point reminiscing over what happened, and you know, obviously Waka Flocka is, you know, wasn't really ready to really talk about it or, you know, really go into it, especially on camera. I'm sure that makes a difference too. And it's just sad. So rest in peace, rest in peace. So Young Jock and Karlie Redd were at his little music showcase or whatever, right? And Young Jock, you know, spit his little 2 bars, and of course Kurt's there, and he pulls Karlie Redd aside and talks about the fact that he sees that Young Jock has a lot of business that he handles typically, you know, a lot of business that he handles, and that, you know, his song about the business, okay, should lead her to believe he's got a lot of that going on. And of course, Karlie's like, yeah, I get the business, I understand the business, and he somehow brings up Zeno and how Zeno got a new boo, and of course she lights the fuck up because she misses his ass, and now they friends and shit, even after she done put his little ding-a-ling on, you know, the web last year. I don't know if y'all remember that shit, but she done put his sausage, okay, more like a little porky, you know, one of them motherfuckers. She put one of them, his, specifically on the internet, okay, for everybody to see. And there was some Photoshop involved somewhere in there. I don't know if it was him who put Photoshop, but whatever the fuck. Either way, okay, there was some shit that went on between the two of them over the internet, and somehow his little pork sausage, you know, his little pork pig, the pig is in a blanket, his shit got out, okay? And so now they friends after all of that, and she misses him after all of that. So when Kirk brings him up, he decides to say, oh, and by the way, Zeno and Stevie got a Sleazy and Zeno's establishment they finna open up. We're just letting you know, just in case you want to come through or whatever the fuck. Now Karlie Redd's like, I want to see Zeno, see how he's doing, and maybe meet his new boo. Next up we got Scrappy Doo-Doo and Mama D, and they're checking out some scooters because Mama D wants a scooter. She wants him to buy a scooter. So yeah, basically, long story short, Scrappy Doo-Doo was a little upset after what she done did while he was out of town with Pinky and the Bambi, okay? The little confrontation they done had at the restaurant or whatever the fuck she had that little confrontation at, and how it went awry or whatever. So he basically is like, look, I'm gonna need you to get out my thiz-na-yee, and if you get out my thiz-na-yee, I'm gonna get you a scooter. And that's basically what it boiled down to in that scene. We're at the opening of Sleazy and Zeno's, and you already knew that Karlie Redd was gonna show her motherfucking ass up, okay? So she comes in with Erica, and now they're in there talking a little shit, talking about how she's finna run into Zeno and his little, I already told you about the little pork sausage, okay? So she talks about how she loves small dicks and shit, and it's about the motion in the ocean. And next thing you know, Zeno and his new chick come by, and he introduces Althea to Karlie Redd and Erica, right? So Althea's already on the defense and shit, and they start kind of going back and forth, and somehow or another, Althea's gonna talk about some.
Does she have you in your telephone number?
Karlie was like, bitch, I got every motherfucking phone number. I have his mama's number, his daddy's number, his sister and cousins and them's number. Then she gonna talk about some.
No, that was the whole purpose process of changing the number so that everybody can go through me.
Man, now this bitch gonna talk about some.
Did you tell somebody that you were like missing his dick or something like that?
Then Karlie's gonna be like, hey, only dick I'm missing is jock dick, okay? Then Karlie gonna ask Althea, where the fuck you hear this shit from, right? And old bitch ass, no neck having ass Benzino gonna do some bitch ass shit and get Kirk because he's the motherfucker who told him that shit. How you gonna sell your boy down a river? Nigga, look, that's some man code. You don't ever do that shit, nigga. Like, who does that in real life? So Kirk comes over talking some old slow ass yin yang, okay? Next thing you know, Karlie Red gonna talk about some, look, here's the deal. I don't miss his motherfucking dick. His dick misses me. Next thing you know, drinks are flying everywhere. Althea done threw a drink at Karlie Red. Karlie's like, bitch, does this motherfucker not know I'm crazy? Throws her drink. And next thing you know, Benzino's talking about, get that bitch out of here. Trying to be all big and shit. Because it's his bar. So he feels all high and mighty because the motherfucker done threw a bitch out the club, okay? So now he's like, throw the bitch out the club. Erica, for some reason, turns around and is like,
who you calling a bitch? Who you calling a bitch?
you know how she be talking?
A bitch. You calling me a bitch?
You know she don't like being called a bitch. We know that from the first season, okay? Next thing you know, they escorting her motherfucking ass out too. Now, Karlie gonna be like, oh yeah, wait till Jock get a hold of this. Nigga, that nigga ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing, okay? He probably fucking some bitch right now, okay? So we got Scrappy Doo-Doo and the Bambi at a restaurant. He done pulled her aside because she was already there with her friends and shit. And she already on fitty because she's ready to be like, look, nigga, I'm done with this shit and the ratchet bullshit that Mama D done put us through just recently with Pinky or whatever the fuck. And you already knew when he walked in the motherfucking door that he was pretty much over the bitch too, okay? So they pretty much have it out up in that motherfucker. And she's like, nigga, you need to get off the tit and I can slap your motherfucking ass. And he's like, bitch, I wouldn't do that if I were you, okay? And next thing you know, he walking out the door and she right back with her friends like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. And that's the end of that. So next up, we got Mimi and Frico, who now are celebrating their 1 year anniversary, okay? Which, who the fuck does that for real on the level that they done did it with that girl Dawn trying to put together a party or whatever the fuck? And do they really know all them motherfuckers? I mean, let's be real. I mean, there was about 1,000,001 looking, I mean, it looked like there was 1,000,001 motherfuckers in that damn room, but whatever. So anyway, so Dawn goes ahead and she introduces them. And she introduces them as Atlanta's new entertainment couple. I was like, okay. So next thing you know, that nigga Frico gets on the mic, and you know his ass is a motherfucking opportunist. So this nigga gonna be like,
we are the couple. We live together. We make money together. We here now. We're gonna take this shit to the top.
I'm like, nigga, if you don't take your sleazy ass off the motherfucking stage, ain't nobody trying to listen to that shit. So now we got Althea and Benzino, and they getting ready to go to Mimi and Frico's little 1 year anniversary party or whatever the fuck. And you could tell Benzino really wasn't feeling this shit because, you know, supposedly Nikko done fucked Althea. They done fucked or whatever in the past, and he ain't trying to be around nobody she done fucked in the past like a little bitch ass nigga, right? And so he was basically pouting the whole motherfucking time, talking about some, I'll go with you to a movie over doing this bullshit. And this motherfucker here, Althea, with her little white tights and her motherfucking whatever the fuck bullshit ass shit she was wearing, talking about she gonna waste an outfit. I'm like, nigga, you can waste that motherfucking outfit. Don't go nowhere with that motherfucker on, okay? So they decided not to motherfucking go. In the meantime, in between time, you go to Mimi's party again and it's done. And Mimi and Nikko and Erica, who are now having a little powwow about Althea, that then this bitch done been around the homies, okay? So now the new revelation is not only that Althea has been with Nikko / Frico, but he done been with Sleazo as well, okay? So now she done fucked that nigga too. Which Joseline obviously don't know that shit yet, okay? So now, we move on from here. Joseline gets together with Karlie Red. You know, the only reason why she got together with the girl was to basically find out why the fuck shit went down the other day at the little grand opening of the restaurant or bar or brothel or whatever the fuck Sleazy and Zeno done put together, okay? So now they have a little powwow, sit down. She kind of gets her up to, you know, snuff on whatever the fuck is going on. Lets her know about Althea and whoever the fuck she done fucked and shit. Little does she know she done fucked your man too, okay? and how Karlie has been all on Jack's tip trying to see what the fuck his movements are by leaving her phone in his car and shit and then clocking to see where he done came out of at every stop and shit like some psycho ass bitch, okay? So now Joseline's like, well shit, I need to start looking through Stevie's phone, and that's basically where we left off. And next thing you know, you move on to see Joseline sitting down with Stevie because she done looked through his phone and seen all kind of titties and pussies and asses and shit. And she's like, as a married man, and you know she don't finish no sentences with no N, okay? So as a married man, he shouldn't have no pussy and no ass in his phone, okay? So she's trying to figure out whether shit a divorce, a separation, or whatever the fuck. And he's like, bitch, your career's over, bitch. And basically put his ring on the table and dipset, okay? So that's pretty much where the fuck the shit left off, alright? The preview looks kind of bananas. We gonna see whatever the fuck happens. I'll be recapping next episode since I'm in town now, okay? So make sure you tune in next week for next week's episode. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, of anything that I talked about here. Let me know what y'all think down below. And you already know what to do. Thumbs up this video if you love seeing these videos from your girl. And as always, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SocialiteSandy. Hit me up on my Facebook fan page and my Pinterest page. Those links are down below. Hit me up on my blog, TheSocialiteLife.blogspot.com, and hit me up on Instagram at SocialiteSandy. And you already know I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye. And that particular product is this bad boy right here. Bam! Okay? A lot of you guys have been asking me to review or first impress